Good morning, I'm James Catato.
And I'm Amala Gawa.
It's 9 a.m. on October 3rd, and welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9.
Today's top story is Trump tax fraud invasion.
And we celebrate National Boyfriend Day.
Stay tuned. We'll have Ashley Clark, a peer-to-peer counselor, here in Rise and Shine.
And our entertainment reporter, Julia Tilley, is here with plenty of celebrity gossip. And it's officially 9, so stay tuned for what you need to know to start your day. President Donald Trump is under scrutiny once again for his taxes. According to a New York Times investigation published Tuesday, this president had received over $40 million in today's money from his father's real estate company, channeled through scheming around paying taxes and dodging the IRS. The money transferred from President Trump's parents should have produced about a 55% tax rate. However, about only 5% was paid. The president has routinely denied commentary on his taxes. Stay tuned for the first ever nationwide text from the president, scheduled for 2:18 this afternoon.
Over 1,000 lives have been lost after the earthquake that struck the Indonesian island of Sulawesi last Friday. Following the earthquake was a tsunami that left an additional 800 injured. A spokesperson from the United Nations has said that getting water to the affected areas is the biggest issue due to the damaged infrastructure. Their neighboring country, Australia, has already donated over $500,000 worth of resources as Indonesia desperately begins to rebuild.
According to CNN, investigators are looking for answers in a car explosion that left 3 people dead. The explosion has not triggered any further threats at this time. Among the victims was Jacob Schmoyer and his 2-year-old son, as well as David Hallman. The explosion has not yet triggered any further threats at this time. It has been 1 year since the deadly shooting on the Las Vegas Strip that left 58 people dead and over 450 people wounded. According to CNN, many of the survivors, as well as others, linked arms at the site and released 58 doves in honor of the victims that lost their lives. Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman read off the names of the ones that lost their lives as the bell chimed for each one.
2 federal prosecutors in Special Counsel Mueller's investigation have stepped down. Brandon Van Grijk and Kyle Freeney are both planning on leaving their positions as part of the investigation and will return to their regularly scheduled positions by the middle of this month. Van Grijk will return to the Justice Department and Freeney will return to the Criminal Division. A spokesperson for the council noted that these departures were non-disciplinary and would not comment on the progress of the investigation.
August 11th, 2017, a violent day in Charlottesville, Virginia. And today the federal government left no doubt. 4 men from California, they say, Benjamin Daley, Mike Masellis, Thomas Guillen, Cole White, went there from California for one purpose.
And with their hands taped and ready to do street battle, committed multiple acts of violence, including punching, kicking, headbutting, and pushing numerous people along 2nd Street Northeast in Charlottesville.
These photos of the 4 men are in the criminal complaint. Daley is from Redondo Beach, Masellis is from Lawndale, Guillen from Huntington Beach, White is from the Bay Area.
The 4 individuals arrested today traveled from California to Charlottesville to incite a riot.
The government also alleges that all 4 are responsible for causing riots at, quote, numerous political rallies throughout the state of California. They wouldn't give a specific number. In fact, the court documents describe them, quote, as serial rioters. The complaint alleges that all 4 of them belong to a racist group called Rise Above Movement, RAM for short. The government also says all 4 are white supremacists. Masellis, who's 29, used to work as an engineer at Northrop Grumman in Redondo Beach. Last July, he was fired. The company would only say, quote, he no longer works here. But according to sources, once it was found out that he is a member of the white supremacist group, he was let go. I was told that Masellis lives alone in this back house in Lawndale, a very quiet neighborhood. The people who live in the front house said that he was not real friendly.
He didn't talk to us. We say hi, he ignored us.
Now, that was Dave Lopez reporting. This is an investigation with more details soon coming.
Super Dirt Week kicks off today at the Oswego Speedway. The event is a major draw for the city of Oswego and is expected to bring in crowds and tourism. The event kicks off at noon today with a parade of race cars through downtown Oswego, as well as Friday night fireworks at the Speedway. Tickets are available online. And coming up later today, we have Ashley Clark from the Counseling Center.
But first, let's check in with our meteorologist, Joe Champagne. You're watching WTOP 10, and this is Rise and Shine at 9.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to WTOP. You're watching. I'm meteorologist Joe Champagne. Taking a look at the current satellite and radar, you can see we are mostly dry across the entire area, with the exception of those clouds that will be around for much of the morning hours. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the region, you can see most areas waking up this morning in the low 50s. For today, expect those morning clouds, but with that sun returning for the afternoon, with that west wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour. You're watching Rise and Shine at 9. We'll be right back.
Alright, can we get her mic? She's on mic? She's
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No, this is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right, despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats.
By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
And welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9.
Today we have a special guest with us all the way from the Mary Walker Health Center. Ashley Clark is joining us today to talk about peer-to-peer counseling here on National Boyfriend Day. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So Ashley, I got to start it off with just tell the audience a little bit what peer-to-peer counseling is.
Yeah, so I'm a peer-to-peer educator for the Counseling Center, and what we do is mental health and wellness awareness. So we do outreach tables, and we also do different activities. So we do Share Chair and Oz Talks, and it's just a way to get everybody thinking about mental health and kind of thinking about ways to be proactive and figure out coping strategies so that you can deal with stress management, things like that.
Yeah, I believe last month you had the mental health fair.
Yes.
Is that correct? I think we have some images of that,
Yeah,
actually.
it was really fun, yeah.
Yeah. What were some of the topics that you talked about?
So for our table for the Mental Health and Wellness Fair, we did emotional support. And what we did was we had anchors, and we did what anchored you. So it could be family, something positive, or something negative. So on my anchor, I put anxiety because I suffer from anxiety, and even though it's not the best aspect of myself, it made me who I am. So I just thought that would be a good thing to put on my anchor.
Speaking about anxiety, anxiety sometimes comes out of relationships, right?
Yes.
Can you speak to, what is it about relationships that gives us such a hard time, and how can P2P help?
So relationships are kind of stressful because you're not an individual person anymore. You also have to think about another person as well as just yourself. And sometimes that gets a little overwhelming because you're so used to being so self-absorbed, not really, but like you're focused more within yourself.
Right.
So having another person there that you have to constantly think about or put their feelings in retrospect as well as yours, it is a little stressful at times, but it just basically comes down to how you handle conflict, and if you can resolve that well with your significant other, then that's a good indicator.
Nice. And yeah, very important, you know, getting resolutions with your significant other on National Boyfriend Day, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about the relationship Bill of Rights type thing? Talk to me about that.
So everyone has the right to specific things in a relationship. You have a right to ask for a date. You have a right to refuse a date. You have a right to suggest specific activities for you and your spouse, and you also have the right to refuse them. I think that's a big thing because sometimes you feel obligated to come out of your comfort zone, and you don't necessarily have to. Just do it when you're ready. Also, it's very important to keep your feelings and thoughts public throughout your relationship. Open communication is very key for every relationship. And another thing that I would love to add is sex. You have the right to say no to sex, even if you are in a relationship. And I feel like a lot of people don't really think about it like that because they're like, that's my boyfriend or girlfriend, and we have to have sex. But if you do not feel comfortable, then you can absolutely say no, and your significant other should respect you for that.
Now, what if you're afraid of hurting the other person's feelings? Because that's usually one of the main reasons why people don't say anything. They're afraid, oh, my boyfriend's going to leave me, or she won't like me anymore. What do you say to people who are afraid to address those issues just because of the consequences? They think, you know, they might lose a relationship if they say no this time.
Right. I feel like being as open as possible is the best way to maintain a healthy relationship. If you are scared to talk to your other significant other, that kind of brings up a red flag because you should always feel comfortable with the person you're talking to. Even if you feel like that will make your significant other upset, it's something that definitely needs to be expressed because that's how you're feeling, and your emotions matter just as much as the other person. So if you're feeling like you're just not ready and you're uncomfortable, definitely expressing that means a lot more than you hiding your emotions and then taking it a different way, because they don't really know why you're acting like that or why you're, you know, saying the things that you're saying, because you're not really being honest and open. So being honest and open is the best way. Even if you're scared or you feel like you're going to hurt the other person's feelings, it's better to have it in the air and make light of the situation.
Right. You know, considering that once you're with a partner or something like that, if you're not open with them and you're kind of just keeping things to yourself, there's not really much of a point of being in a relationship at all.
Exactly.
You know?
And you build trust and honesty through that. So if you feel like you can trust that person, then you should have no problem expressing how you feel.
And especially with college kids, I feel like it's very important with our demographic here at SUNY Oswego's campus. So could you talk about a little bit why it's so important, you know, consent and stuff like that, being open in a relationship, especially in a college campus?
Yeah, so with college comes stress from education, as well as stress through your relationship and stress through your peers. So it's very imperative that you're focused within yourself, you have a set goal for yourself and your autonomy, as well as for your relationship. I like to compare it to like socks. As a relationship, you're a pair of socks. You can mix and match socks, but you're always going to be that pair of socks, you know?
Okay.
So you can respect your other significant other by having friends outside of the relationship. That does not mean, like, once you're in a relationship, you're tied down forever and you can't have other relationships. You're allowed to go out and have friends and do things without your significant other if that's what you would like, and then you can go back and hang out with them. So it's just basically like spreading your time for yourself, for other friends and family, as well as your relationship and school.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that people are allowed to do that, and they should, because a lot of times when they don't, they're just consumed in the relationship so much, because I've seen it happen with roommates, and it's just so easy to just spend your time with the other person all day that you kind of forget to look at the relationship from an objective point of view, and you kind of just lost in there. So it's
Yeah.
important for people to not only do it, but like be consciously spending time with others and their friends and whatnot.
Right.
But I do think it's important, as you know, the relationship starts or something like that, to be able to spend a lot of time with that person. But then as it starts to mature, as it starts, you start to get older in your relationship and grow, that it is important to have those other experiences, like going out with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
So experience. You have a girlfriend, don't you, James?
Do have a girlfriend.
I haven't met her.
Yes, you
Nice
have.
lady. I hope you're taking notes today.
Yeah, it's National Boyfriend Day.
It's National
so
Boyfriend
she's-
Trying to be the best boyfriend I could be, you know?
And a lot of what you said today, I know we were talking about romantic relationships. Are they applicable for friendships as well?
Yes. So healthy relationships is just that, a healthy relationship. It does not need to be with a significant other, and it definitely doesn't limit you to that. With any relationship, trust, honesty, those are really big things. Open communication, and just being yourself. Don't feel like you have to change yourself or be someone you're not when you're in a relationship with friends and with a significant other. Because I know when I was coming to college, I was kind of new here. I was a transfer student, so I wasn't here from freshman year. And I thought, like, if I changed myself a little, maybe people would be more accepting of me. And I soon realized that that was not the case at all. And being myself has kind of helped me a lot this semester because I'm a part of P2P now,
Right.
and I just have a lot more friends and I'm more open with everyone, so it's nice.
Yeah, how can we get in contact with P2P? Do I just walk in? Do I call you and say, my life is falling apart? How does that work out exactly?
So as a P2P, I'm not really a counselor. So I can give you some coping advice or lead you in the right direction, almost like if you have like a question on yourself, like you just not like, I'm not trying to be here to, how do I say this? I'm not here to diagnose you. I'm not a counselor. I'm just here to listen. I listen and I respect what you're saying and I hear you, and then I think about what you need best from me.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be you just need somebody to talk to, or maybe I can refer you to a counselor at the counseling center because we work really closely with them. I can always bring you in and I can get you familiar with our beautiful assistant Patty, and she'll help you find the perfect counselor that fits what you are looking for or what you need from us. But as far as P2P goes, I'm just here to make you feel very comfortable. And a lot of the time when you're in college, you kind of feel like you can't talk to anyone sometimes, or you don't want to go to the counseling center because you don't know what to expect when you go there.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just the bridge from our peers to the counseling center to make sure you know it's okay to go to counseling. It's okay to talk to someone when you need to talk to someone.
And for that, we're so thankful. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
on the
You're
show
welcome.
today, Ashley.
Of course.
If you'd like to make an appointment or just stop by, Peer-to-Peer Counseling is located in the Mary Walker Health Center.
You can call them at 315-312-4416 to find out more information. You can just go on the link www.oswego.edu at counseling/services. And when we come back, we'll have more information from our entertainment reporter, Julia Tilley. Stay with us at Rise and Shine at 9.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Is How Are You Precious okay?
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
you're
hey,
right.
how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Here's entertainment reporter Julia Tilley with what's new.
Thank you, James. Good morning, everybody, or should I say, good morning, Charlie. Fans of Netflix's To All the Boys I've Loved Before and Sierra Burgess is a Loser are freaking out over the news that Noah Centineo has just been cast in the upcoming 2019 Charlie's Angels reboot, directed by Elizabeth Banks. He'll be joining actresses Kristen Stewart, Ella Balinska, and Naomi Scott, who are playing the three angels. It's reported that the film will keep the main premise of the original series and previous films, but on a global scale this time, and will be about the next generation of angels working for the elusive Charlie. Centineo is playing one of the angels' love interests, continuing his streak as the on-screen heartthrob. We don't know which angel will capture his heart yet, but it's safe to say Centineo will continue capturing the hearts of his fans through this new role. Starring alongside him in the film is Banks herself, Patrick Stewart, Jamon Hansu, and Sam Claflin, all of which will be playing Bosley characters. Today is October 3rd, which is a huge deal to Mean Girls fans across the globe. Need a reminder why? I've got you covered. It's when Aaron Samuels, played by Jonathan Bennett, asks Katie Heron, played by Lindsay Lohan, what day it is, sparking chemistry between the two. Speaking of Lindsay Lohan, an Instagram Live video hit the internet showing what appeared to be Lohan accusing a family she encountered on the street of trafficking their children and trying to take the children to help them. The video ended with what appeared to be Lohan getting hit in the face and then saying, quote, "I'm like in shock right now. They were trafficking. I was just like so scared." Lohan is currently in Paris, but it is reported that her family wants her back in the United States to make sure she's healthy after the video surfaced. Previously, Lohan spoke about how she left the United States so she wasn't so heavily watched and scrutinized, so it's unsure whether or not Lohan will return to the United States anytime soon. Plus, with all the work she's doing overseas, like running businesses and filming a new reality show, Lohan Beach Club, it would be more difficult for Lohan to go back to her roots in the U.S. at this time. Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood from the TV show Reboot, whose line is it anyway, are coming to Syracuse in the spring. They're performing as part of their Scared Scriptless tour and will bring the show to the On-Center Krause-Heinz Theater on Sunday, April 7th. But tickets go on sale this Friday, October 5th at 10 a.m. The show is deemed suitable for all ages and will be 100% improv, meaning every show they do will be different depending on the different suggestions from audience members. This improv setup is similar to their TV show where anything can happen since they don't use a script. According to Syracuse.com, when speaking about touring an improv show, Mockery said, "It's not like we're a band and we just do our greatest hits each time we do a show. Every show, every game is totally different, so it keeps it fresh. Keeps it exciting because we still have no idea what we're going to do that particular night." The TV show Reboot is currently on its 4th season on the CW, but you may have seen these two comedians occasionally on the original US series, which lasted 10 seasons. Mockery also appeared on the British version of the show. Kanye West has been in the news a lot lately, first because he delayed the release of his album Yandhi until November. The album was supposed to drop September 29th and will be his 3rd album of the year once released. It was speculated Kanye, or Ye as he is now going by, was going to release the album after his SNL performance on the same day, but many fans were shocked when it didn't happen. Speaking of his SNL performance, Kanye shocked many by performing alongside Lil Pump, both decked out in full water bottle costumes. Yes, you heard me right. He followed up at the end of the show with a bit of political rant, wearing a Make America Great Again hat, stirring up more controversy by saying things like, quote, "Well, if I was concerned about racism, I would have moved out of America a long time ago." He then moved to Twitter and basically said the 13th Amendment should be abolished. After facing a lot of hate from fans and haters, he went back onto Twitter to clarify. That's all I have for entertainment. Let's go to weather.
Thank you so much. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the board, you can see most of us are feeling very fall-like today in the lower 50s. A couple of areas, look at up towards Harrisburg, we're at 48 degrees right now. That's crazy. Taking a look at the rest of the state here, back towards Jamestown, we're at 54, and Binghamton 55, and Albany near 60. Here at Oswego, we're sitting about 55 degrees. Our current satellite and radar, we're mostly dry across the entire area, like I said earlier in the show. No precipitation free, but those clouds are around. As we head into taking a look behind, this is the system that brought the rain yesterday, and then if you take a look at this is the system that will be bringing our next weather maker tomorrow. Our weather headlines for today: the sun returns. Rain Thursday, we have a wet weekend ahead, and then there's a big warm-up on the way next week, which I will talk about in just a little while. Today, 61 degrees is our high temperature. We will have those morning clouds, but that sun will return for the afternoon and evening. We have that west wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into tonight, you can see temperatures around 60 degrees, southeast wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. We will be partly cloudy. Taking a look at our future cast for tomorrow, we are dry waking up Thursday, but those showers and storms will move into the area later Thursday morning and into the afternoon before clearing out late Thursday afternoon and into the evening, leaving behind clear skies and cooler temperatures. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, you can see today sunny, not too bad, 60 degrees, very fall-like. For Thursday, the rain returns, 71 degrees. Friday, 58, cooling down, but for the weekend we are back into the 70s with that rain around. And then next week we're warming up into the upper 70s, but that sunshine will return.
Wow, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that it's getting into the high 70s again. I was really hoping that fall was starting to kick in at this point, but
100%.
a little disappointed, but I feel like the snow is just going to hit hard this year.
I'm going to have to disagree. I have not put away my summer clothes, so I can still wear maybe shorts. So
I put all mine away already. They're gone.
I'm trying to get flannels, sweatpants.
Oh,
I'm ready for
100%.
fall.
Oh, it is
I'm
cozy
ready.
season. You're right. It is
Yeah.
cozy season. It's about time. But can we talk about Kanye West?
Oh, of course.
Why?
Ooh. So Kanye has been going through a lot after that SNL performance and then after his Twitter. He tried to clarify it by saying that he didn't actually mean abolish the 13th Amendment, but who knows what he really meant.
Who knows what he's going through. But that just about wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Amada Gaba.
And I'm James Gattado. Stay tuned for WTOP 10's Nightly News at 9. Have a great day, Oswego, and thanks for waking up with us.
Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.